Interviews with business owners and veteran executives who share their wisdom and expertise to help you de-stress, free up time, and make more money. Profits of IT. Welcome back to the Profits of IT. I am Jim Punzenberger, your host and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System. If you're looking to generate new partners or clients without cold calling, ad spend, or spamming, be sure to check out managedprospectingsystem.com. I have Murat with me today. Would you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the company that you work for?
Sure. Thank you for this opportunity, Jim, and I'm very pleased to be here with you and be able to reach out to your audience. My name is Esat Aksu, and I live in outside of Washington, D.C. in the northern Virginia suburbs, and I'm a Turkish American. I've been here since 1987, and currently I work for a wonderful IT software company called Elastic. Elastic is not a household name yet, but it is actually a product that most Americans, if not most people around the world, have used at one point without realizing it. Elastic is the technology in search and data analytics of many of the day-to-day applications that you may be using. This could be an application like a rideshare or Uber, any other applications that are out there in the world. Anytime you search for an address, and that whole concept of finding the address, matching you with the right driver, and then having you being picked up by that driver at the location that you're waiting for is enabled by Elasticsearch technology.
Cool.
Companies like Yelp.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. Companies like Yelp leverage Elastic, and then also I'm too old and I'm married to be dating, but I understand that many of the left swipe, right swipe type of dating applications that some of the single folks out there may be using is also using Elasticsearch in matching profiles and then showing people the relevant data that they're looking for, and whether that's that's a ride share or in the case of the dating applications, somebody that you're looking to meet.
It sounds like there's pretty much a wide variety of applications that the Elasticsearch can be used in, not just dating and or rideshare. There's it could be used for like anything. It sounds like
Correct. Many of the websites that you may go or applications that you download. If you're searching for a specific product within those commerce websites or commerce applications, more than likely the technology that is being used to help you with that search and finding the right data or the right information that you're looking for and being able to bring that to you in a very short amount of time is powered by Elasticsearch technology.
Cool. So what would you say, and what do you contribute your success to in business, and how can others learn from that to be more successful themselves?
Correct. Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity. I think that there are probably not just one thing, but there's a multitude of things that I practice and that are also part of my personality that help me become successful in business. One, I'm a trustworthy person. I care about what I say to people and then promises that I make, and I try to make sure that I fulfill those promises. And if there's a way that I would be missing on my promise, I want to make sure that I communicate with the folks that I promised this to, so that I set the right expectations. So I think that being able to be dependable helped me out both in my college career, working in different groups, teams where they were depending on me to deliver certain aspects of a project, perhaps, or at work in various different areas. I think that's been the number one thing that I would say that helped me out. The other thing that I can tell you that helped me out is that I'm a very loyal person, and I'm a very fair person, and I try to practice this on a day-to-day basis. I'll give you an example. At one point in my career, I worked for a software company, and my task was to start and foster competitive intelligence function within the product marketing team. And then and it was a small company, 2,000 to 2,500 employees, and we had a lot of newcomers joining our organization. So what I ended up doing was I went out to our HR and I said, anytime you hire somebody coming from one of our competitors, I want to know about that person so that I can interview him or her to understand, the differentiators between our solutions and the competitor solutions that are publicly available. Obviously, I wasn't asking for anything that was not publicly available. And lo and behold, I ended up interviewing hundreds of employees who were joining us with some competitive background. And then one of the things that I've practiced was that anytime I put together a document for me to share that with the wider audience, I always made sure to give the sources a credit for the information that I gathered, unless they ask me not to do that. And what that has done was that it showed people that I wasn't trying to use them to better my own career and then take advantage of them, but not give them credit. And I showed them that I was a trustworthy person. And then it also encouraged other people who read the reports and saw the sources that were providing the information to come out and say, hey, I also know certain things that could help us in the field in a competitive situations, and I'd like to be able to chat with you. So that has been one of the things that I've done. And people know that when they either work with me or they work in my team, that they can trust me to highlight their contributions and their successes to others, and that helped me out a lot.
Not that you just like, oh, I'm the guy on top of the hill. It's my team that did it, so it's me.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah, that's not sustainable, and that's at least also not something that I can align with my own internal personality, if you will.
Got it. Any other tips?
Yeah, I would say that I am a big fan of servant leadership principle. And for those of you who are not familiar with servant leadership, this is where leaders come in and then set the strategy, the vision for their teams, and they're also tasked to create the right environment for their team members to be successful in whatever that they are tasked to do. And then once that is set up, then the leader's role is to be there. They're the biggest cheerleader of the team members and the biggest supporter of these team members in basically practicing what they know and then achieving success. And that's, in a nutshell, servant leadership. There's obviously many layers to that. And you can also find training on this on LinkedIn training as well. But that's a principle that I naturally gravitate towards. And I found that has been extremely beneficial for myself as well as the companies that I work for.
Cool. Anything else that you think?
Maybe I can tell you guys something interesting about me. And this is also my one of my personality traits, I guess. I'm adventurous, and I'm not afraid of challenges. I'm also not afraid of failures, because I think that you can learn a lot from your failures. Lo and behold, about 10 years ago, with my son, who was at the time 10 years old, he's now 20, we decided to, just for an adventure, see if we could maybe break a Guinness World Record, establish a Guinness World Record. As I mentioned at the beginning of this call, I'm a Turkish American, and we have great food that everybody enjoys. One of them is shish kebab, which is skewered meat.
Absolutely, you're making my mouth water.
Same here. I think I have about half an hour before lunch. I may have shish kebab. So we applied for this over Guinness World Record website. We had to come up with a concept, explain how we were going to achieve it, how long the shish kebab was going to be, and the entire project had to be laid out for them to review and approve or disapprove. And 2 months later, they approved it, and then that's when it hit us. We're like, oh, now we have to do this. And we raised some funding from
So the world's largest shish kebab are we talking
world's
about?
longest shish kebab.
World's longest shish kebab.
Yeah, so we have some. We were able to secure a sponsorship from Coca-Cola, and then we organized this in downtown Washington D.C. on 15th Street, which is just a block away from the White House, and 20,000 people came, and we established the world's longest shish kebab record at 18 feet 7 inches after it was cooked. Originally, Jim, it was actually 20 feet in raw meat, but if you cook the raw meat, it shrinks. So it went down to 18 feet and 7 inches.
So did you have to calculate for that shrinkage in your?
I knew it was going to shrink. I just had no idea about how much it was going to shrink, but we were just happy that anywhere between 18 to 20 feet, if we were able to achieve it, that was great. It was for a good cause. We helped a women's shelter by selling the sandwiches of the meat and then giving away the Coke products that were given to us, donated to us by Coca-Cola Company. So it was a great experience, good time, and then lots of learning for myself and my son, but as well as the volunteers who helped us build this together.
Sounds like a challenge to go out and become a Guinness Book of
Correct. I never thought that I would do that.
Records.
Absolutely.
So anything else before we wrap up here?
No, I would say that you just pay attention to people, whether you report to people or you are a manager, and then take a few moments to ask them about their personal lives, and then show interest in them as a person, not just for business, and then show that you care about them, and also don't be afraid to make mistakes. Take challenges, and then try to achieve them. Look for learning experiences, if you will, and then if you make a mistake, realize it as quick as you can, and then turn away from that mistake, and don't just insist on going down the path that will lead you into subsequent errors and also failure. So fail fast, fail quick, and then rotate your direction, if you will.
Got it. Well, thank you for your time here today and sharing. It's been my pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much, Jim.
And until the next time on the Profits of IT, I am Jim Punzenberger, your host and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System. You're looking to generate leads and or appointments with prospective partners or clients. Be sure to check out managedprospectingsystem.com. Thank you for tuning in to the Profits of IT. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and share.